How do you feel your snaps went? You got 2 targets. I know one of them was an interception, but just operation of the offense. Feeling comfortable out there.
I mean, I remember the interception. I don't really know as far as another target. It just, if you look at stats, it's different than watching the game. But just being able to get back out there was fun. Not as many snaps as I thought were going to happen, just kind of the way that practice went. But it really was a point in the season where, we were 1-3. Like, we needed to do whatever it was to win that game. And just being able to run the ball the way that we did, to be able to stay resilient and find a way to win, that was the only thing that really mattered going into the bye week.
I'm sorry if you even asked this, but how do you feel after? How did your body respond?
A little sore, and I didn't even get to play that much, but it was really more so the build-up to the game and how hard I practiced, and just it kind of was like, I came off of PUP or IR, whatever you want to call it, and it was like, let's hit it. So going into the game, I was a little sore, but it's all about building up the callus. These guys and everyone else across the league has gone through a full training camp, has gone through 4 weeks of a season. They're far, far ahead of me in their conditioning and their ability of feeling what it feels like to play football at the highest level, day in and day out, or practice or game, whatever it is. So I felt good. I felt a little sore going into the game, but other than that, it was just about, like I said, it was about finding a way to win.
One quick follow-up on that. Have you worked with Tua at all? I mean, have you guys had the opportunity to throw together?
Yeah, I mean, we've had opportunities, but, yeah, we've had opportunities.
What's the plan? Because you might practice a couple of weeks. You might not be too far off to ramp up with him.
I don't know. The question you got to ask the trainers or the head coach. I don't necessarily know his plan. I think it's just putting himself in the best position to be healthy, and obviously that's going to help this team.
How quick do you, as a receiver, can you adjust to a new quarterback? How much time do you need to be comfortable with a guy?
I mean, the ball is put where the ball is put. My job is to catch it, and I've known Snoop for a whole year and a half. Before signing, I was kind of worried about coming to play with a lefty. It was something I always joked about not doing in my career, and it's definitely different. It's a different spin. It comes at you a different way at times, but as I've thrown with him, he throws the ball so nice that it doesn't really feel like you're catching from a lefty. So, for me, I have the utmost confidence in my hands. I don't remember, I remember dropping one pass last year, so it just hit my line. I don't really feel like a ball is just going to get past my hands. Where my mind's at, where my body's at, I got way too much confidence in my hands.
Have you been able to learn all 3 of the wide receivers?
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, and especially like I was saying earlier, playing F or playing slot is not something that I've done in my career, since maybe college or high school. So it's definitely a different role, different verbiage and language, but, I think in time, this is just more of a game to, get your feet wet, help out however I can, and, the ultimate goal was to get a win.
You kind of reference getting back into pure football shape.
Yeah.
How far along are you in that process, you think?
I don't know. You got to ask these guys. I know some guys who still huffing and puffing in this week 4, so, there's no real way to get into football shape. You could do all the training you want. That's why you see this happen, and people go through training camp, and you get to that first game and they run 3 plays in a row and they need a break. There's no way to prepare for having emotions to go through, the things you go through being in a real life game. So yeah, I don't know how far off I am from full on game shape.
Speaking of emotions, were your emotions different for this particular game than maybe other season debuts, considering this new team, you start out the new team?
I think I was definitely grateful and blessed to be out there, but for me it felt like less pressure than it had ever felt in my entire life. Let's just go play football and have fun, which is a good feeling, instead of feeling super worried about something else or whatever the case may be. I was definitely excited to be able to be back on the football field. It felt good, yeah.
Why less pressure?
I don't know. Different expectations, different role, just all of those things. It just felt different. Maybe where I'm at in life, the things I've been through, I'm just able to process and handle it differently.
Any big bye week plans?
Nah, I'm just chilling. I'm debating, seeing what's up with this storm, whether I need to, I was gonna stay here and train, or I'm gonna go see my son. So I'm just trying to figure out what the storm's gonna do and go from there.
You had more and more I formation, as it looks like. How dangerous can this offense be when you go under center?
Pretty dangerous, obviously, but this offense, if you go back to the roots, is more so under center. 80% of the offense is supposed to be 18, 19, 14, 15 from a running standpoint, and then everything else plays off of that. So, once we get back to that, who knows? Especially with a different quarterback, you got Snoop out there that he can do a lot of things, utilize his legs and stuff like that, as well as Tua and some of the other guys. But we're just trying to get back to the basics and the understanding of the offense. And I think that this past game definitely showed that.
You mentioned Snoop there. What would you think of incorporating him into the running aspect of the offense, especially after a game where he just got?
Obviously, utilizing his legs is going to be very key, and it's exciting to watch him. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a huge fan of him because he's like that Lamar-esque type quarterback where he could throw it and he could also run the ball too. So just excited to give him more opportunities out there. And we got this bye week, but next week, man, when we get back, it's gonna be fun to see.
One more question about under center. What does it open up the passing game when you can do that?
Yeah, a lot of the play action stuff. We threatened them so hard and we got them out of the two shell, and they were single high. That opened up more of the pass game and the pass windows for the receiver. So all of that stuff goes hand in hand in this offense.
Although you were other side of the ball, I'm sure you heard the news with Robert Saleh.
Yeah.
He's from the Jets. So what are
Yeah.
your thoughts on that?
I haven't really fully digested it yet. I think that he's gonna be all right wherever he goes. If he gets picked up, I think that he's a great coordinator, great coach, and he brings the best out of players. And it's unfortunate that he was let go over there, but still excited to see where he lands. It's going to be probably a quick transition, but honestly, I'm excited for him.
With you obviously being set down for the last 3 weeks, that had to be hard. But where are you physically?
Yeah.
Not just the rehab, but the cardio.
Yeah, cardio is good. Rehab's good. I've been feeling a lot better. It was more so the chest, but I'm doing good. I'm game ready. I was last week I wasn't supposed to. I was on a limited count, but then unfortunately something happened to Vaughn, and so my count had to go up a little bit. I played about like 65% of the game, so. Still trying to work in and try to get those hits. That was my main concern, was getting hit and seeing how this bad boy does. So I did good. I felt like I did a decent job coming back.
Any worry about you not being able to be as physical as you normally are because
Nah. This game just helped me establish right back to where I'm at, where I need to be, and bringing that physicality to the game.
Did you surprise yourself a little bit that you were able to withstand?
Not really. Not really. I wasn't surprised, but it felt good to get extra couple hits in early on. So
when you watch the post-game film and you know, because you've lived it, that there are several successful runs, 17-yarders, 22-yarders, 14-yarders, you and Jalen. Do you go into that knowing, hey, this is going to be a different feeling? And how is it when you watch it again?
Yeah, it's comforting to know that we were getting those type of runs, and then being able to utilize in the run game like the way we did, and it's just going to open up more doors for everything else. So I feel like once you establish the line of scrimmage, everything else will take care of itself, and that's what we have to do.
What was last week like for you? To travel across the country and then have one practice and then play in a game for another NFL team?
It was a lot. I can't lie to you. Talk about taking a red eye at 7 p.m. in Seattle time, getting here at 5:30 in the morning, getting 15 minutes of rest, then going to do a physical, and really just trying to get yourself prepared for a Sunday game, and it was definitely a lot, but luckily I've been in this league for a long time to understand what I need to do to be prepared and ready, and just being, familiar with the defense just helped me along the way, really. So it was rough, but I mean, I had to do what I had to do, and I think I did pretty well for the situation that I was in.
How much carryover is there with Anthony Weaver's defense from what you've known in the past, what you used in Seattle?
Yeah, it's a lot of carryover, man. I think just being with McDonald and with Weave, they came from the same exact system, in Baltimore. So very similar terminology, and yeah, it was just a lot easier for me to understand. And there was a few little wrinkles in there, but I was able to catch on pretty well and go out there and play fast Sunday. So.
Did you expect to play as much as you did?
Say it again.
Did you expect to play as much as you did your first game with the team?
Honestly, I wasn't sure how much I would play, but I'm trying to prepare myself in any situation, whether that's 12 reps or 22, 32 reps, whatever it is. I got to be ready at all times. So I was just happy to be out there. Again, playing football, being with the guys has been amazing so far. Happy to come out with a win. Knowing the situation that they've been through, especially being in Seattle playing against them. And it's just crazy because our first game in Seattle was against the Patriots, so I had to go back to New England again and go through that whole thing. So, yeah, it's definitely been a journey, but I've been enjoying it.
In baseball, there was a guy once who got traded from one team to the other in between games of a doubleheader.
Oh my gosh!
It was kind of like that.
That's a different type of feeling there. But I'm just happy, man. I'm in a great place, great system with great guys, and we got a good win going into the bye week, and that's what you want as a team, especially going an entire week. You don't want to be on a losing streak or losing a game and having to deal with that all
The
week.
official scorer gave you a half sack. I tweeted about it and everything, and then I read they took it away.
I have no idea. I'm leaving my agent and whoever else is dealing with that.
Like
but
somebody fighting for my sack.
yeah, but I mean, hey, like I said, I'm just happy to be out there playing football.
Being able to play like 30-plus snaps on the schedule you had,
Yeah.
in terms of what you've done in the NFL, where does that rank in terms of difficulty?
Difficulty? It's definitely up there. Part of that is a lot of that is just rest and just getting acclimated again to the East Coast time. But outside of that, man, I've been training, this entire off season, getting prepared for this moment. So just to go out there, I just had to make sure I got my rest. And mentally, I was there, with the playbook and everything. And now just, making sure my body is able to carry on with the mentality of it all.
You weren't yawning in the defensive huddle, were you?
Say it again?
You weren't yawning in the defensive huddle?
No. I made sure I had some rest that night before, so it was good.
Why do you think going from the starter in Baltimore to this stretch that you had, why do you think that's happening?
I mean, you can ask God that, honestly. I mean, I have no idea, but I know that He has a plan for me, and, I'm just, following Him in this entire process. And I know that, within all of this, He's prepared me, He's put me in the right situations, and, with that, I'm just going to go out there and do what I can and control what I can control.
So was Weaver your coach?
Yeah, he was my D-line coach back in Baltimore.
Oh, wow. So tell us one thing about Weaver we wouldn't know. I'll tell you one thing. He had all the coaches get together and play physical, pick up basketball games against each other.
Oh, wow.
And they were cheap shotting each other and everything. And tell us one thing about Weave we might not know.
I think Weave kind of reminds me of what a lot of people say about me. Is just like very laid back, very chill, nice, calm voice, but when it's time, and he can flip that switch, and I kind of see myself the same way once I get on the field. But, I mean, great personality, great guy overall that I have a ton of respect for and love for, and I'm just grateful to be, here playing under him. So I'm excited, man.
How different is it relating to him as your position coach as opposed to your DC?
Man, this is not too big of a change compared to being with Mike McDonald, coming from, seeing him as an assistant linebacker coach my rookie year, and then seeing him now as a head coach. I think that was like the biggest mental change that I had to do. Is like, man, I just remember this guy being my defensive coordinator, my linebacker coach when I was in Baltimore. Now he's the head coach, so I kind of got to approach him a little bit differently. But Mike has always been great, and I kind of feel the same way, with Weave, just in a bigger position, but still same personality, still, the mentality of trying to do everything right the details and just going out and taking advantage of every opportunity. And that's the part that makes this transition from wherever that they was before now is, so much easier.
Would you use Bowser when you play Mario Kart?
Say it again?
Would you use Bowser when you play Mario Kart?
Always. That's the only person I use. That's my brother. So, I always got to use him. Always.
Thanks, Tyus.